'Tis the season to share those affiliate links. If you've watched my videos before, you know that my goal with this channel is to help you create great content and earn sustainable income from creating content online. Q4 presents a huge opportunity for influencers to maximize their earnings with some additional posts. In fact, many content creators find that Q4 is their top earning quarter of the entire year. And a big piece of that puzzle is affiliate marketing. For today's video, I wanted to break down my holiday affiliate strategy for you, and I'm going to walk you through it in the 3 key areas that I am focusing on, which are blog, newsletter, and social media platforms. Very quickly, before we dive in, please take a look at the important upcoming dates for affiliate-related content on the screen. You can take a screenshot of these dates, or better yet, add them to your calendar to prompt yourself to create content for these holidays and sales. And remember, it never hurts to get started early because people will be searching for things up to 4 to 6 weeks before a holiday actually happens. Let's start out with what might be the center and the core of my holiday affiliate strategy, which is my blog. So whether you have a blog that you update regularly, or even if you have a website that kind of serves as your portfolio or landing page, whatever the case may be, the domain that you own, one of those two things, is such a key place to optimize affiliate content for the holidays. Now, you might be wondering why my blog is the most important piece of my holiday affiliate strategy. And the simple answer is that when you are monetizing a blog like I am through an ad network, not only do you have the potential to make money from clicks and sales from the affiliate links that you share on your blog, but you are also pretty much guaranteed additional income from your ad network because of people clicking over to your website and spending time there. So it's almost like a double whammy of income, and it is something that I think every influencer and content creator should consider prioritizing. In terms of how to get sales and clicks over to your website, you can absolutely do things like share links to your social media platforms to promote your blog posts. But another key part of this strategy might just be getting people to your blog in the first place who are just reading your evergreen articles and content, and then who happen to notice that you have a whole section for the holidays on your blog. Now, the best way to get traffic to your website is through ranking on search with search engine optimized blog posts. If you're a longtime subscriber of mine, you have definitely heard me talk about the importance of SEO, so we won't get into it in today's video, but if you are interested in learning more about SEO for your blog, your YouTube channel, and even your Pinterest page, be sure to check out my workshop, What You Really Need to Know About SEO. This 60-minute workshop contains the need-to-know information, just the facts, no fluff, about how to set yourself up for success on these searchable platforms and reap the benefits of the content you create on it for many months and weeks and even years after you initially publish it. I'll leave a link to my workshop down below in the description box. And one extra tip that is something you can do on your blog or website that is not easy at all to do on something like an Instagram story is that you can link to multiple retailers. The beauty of having a blog is that you can add more than one link for a specific product. So maybe a product that you're recommending is available on Sephora, but that person happens to prefer shopping at Ulta. If you provide links to both retailers, you're increasing the chances of someone actually clicking through and buying the product. Let me share my screen and show you a look at what I'm talking about on my own blog. Okay, so I wanted to show you 2 things on my screen. The first one is my holiday hub on my blog. Now, this is a really simple URL, keepcalmandchiffon.com/holiday. And I also have this banner activated at the top on Squarespace. It's called an announcement bar. So if you have a Squarespace website, you can activate that as well. And I've added it as a main category on my website, just for the duration of the holidays. So here I have a cute header photo, although I think I'm going to be taking some new pictures, so I might swap that out soon. And here on my holiday hub, I have curated a couple of posts that are actually already something that I'm creating for my LTK. It's like affiliate specific content, or maybe I've shared it to Instagram separately. So this is similar to a setup that I had last year, but I did go in and double check that links on photos from last year are still working. For example, these print fresh PJs, that's like a tongue twister. They are still available on their website, so I kept this photo up, but I did create this new flat lay of an idea for what to wear to Thanksgiving if you have a slightly dressier dress code. So all of these are clickable and shoppable, and you'll see they open into a new tab on LTK. And I think that it's important to make sure things open on a new tab. Just check on your blog to see what the settings are so that people can always come back to this. This is like their core hub. This is their central location for all things holiday on your website. As you continue to scroll down, you'll see that I've also added some holiday outfit ideas. Again, same thing. You can click on any of these and be taken to the shoppable page on LTK. So all of these would earn me commission and affiliate, revenue if someone were to actually make a purchase through it. Now, one kind of stylistic choice that I made that I thought would be interesting to share is that I decided to keep these just on a plain white background and enable a caption here on Squarespace to show what the outfit is. But if you take a look at these outfits on my LTK, I have added my branding, I've added my handle, and that's because these can be discovered on LTK at any point. Someone could be on the Explore page and see these, and this way they are able to see my branding here, but the branding is not cluttering the blog. If you're on my blog, you probably already know at least my blog name, maybe my Instagram handle, so I just felt like I didn't need that extra clutter and wanted to keep this looking really clean, especially on mobile. I don't want anything taking up unnecessary space on a mobile device, so that was a big consideration for why I did this as well. If you scroll down here, I also have these little Austen approved gifts, and these are just graphics that I created in Canva, or actually I think Caitlin originally created these and I adapted her template. I had paid her a while ago to do these custom Canva templates for me, and I still use them to this day, which is great. So here you can see I have my Austen approved gifts. So for example, the Stanley tumbler, I put the price point, I put some call outs of why I like it, and this is actually through my Amazon affiliate program, so this one in particular will open up to Amazon instead of LTK. And then as you continue to scroll down here, I also have some gift guides. Same thing, I added this little peppermint kind of border over on my LTK, but I decided to remove it just for a clean look on the blog. And then I also have some of these holiday gifts by retailer. Now, this is actually the Shop the Post widget on LTK, which means that I don't have to create a separate graphic for it. I can go in and just save my favorite products and then get this little block of code that will have the product show up here. I just think this is a nice visual difference from the curated kind of Canva collages that I'm making. This just allows people to see one product at a time, and it is less work on my end. And of course, down below, I have all of my holiday blog posts. Now, I definitely prioritize affiliate content for the blog this time of year, but if there is something in particular that I want to create a blog post about, I will definitely do that. Last year, I did a post about these Christmas photo shoot ideas to try at home, but I was in the process of building out my course in December 2022, so I didn't actually post that many blog posts. And then this year, for example, I did a whole blog post about Hotel Lobby Candle, and I am a direct affiliate with them. So for this type of post, I have gone in and described the different scents, and then if you were to click the links, you would find them on the website, and I do earn affiliate commissions on these as well. And then another thing I wanted to show you is how I prep my kind of end of year posts that I end up repeating year after year. So for example, one of them is the best Cyber Weekend deals that you should know about. So I have that photo of me like, I just woke up the morning after Thanksgiving. We're just browsing the internet together. And I had direct links basically just to all of the sales. So again, this is kind of a low effort post. I did go in and make some affiliate collages for brands that I thought my audience would be particularly interested in for those Cyber Weekend deals. But for the rest of them, you can see it really is just a list, and I went in and specifically stated what the discount was and when the discount would begin and end for every single brand. So I separated this out from fashion first, then I did beauty, and then I had lifestyle down below. So what I was able to do is actually start a draft of that post where I was able to basically just duplicate the post from last year. I have an example of that pulled up here too. So here in Squarespace, I'm going to do this for my beauty awards later today. All I have to do is hit the duplicate button and it will recreate this blog post so I can maintain all of the links. And I did go through to make sure there were no broken links here. But this is really helpful, like for the beauty awards post, some of these products win year after year. Like you can see here, I have a 2-time winner, I have a 3-time winner, a 4-time winner. So some of these products may still be what I consider the best product from this year, even if they've won previously. So this just saves me work to be able to hit duplicate and start from that blog post. And then I can go in and edit out, oh yeah, I found a new cleanser I like this year, or, figuring out different categories I might want to add. But it makes the process a lot easier. So this is actually a skeleton I created a few weeks ago in preparation for Cyber Weekend 2023. So all of these links are good and ready to go. The only thing that I'm going to need to fill in is when the actual discount is happening and what the discount is percentage-wise. And as you saw in my other post, I will probably also create a few of those Canva graphic collages that I will share to Like to Know It, and I will use them as graphics in my blog post. So that's a little sneak peek into how I set up my kind of holiday hub on my blog and how I start to prep my end of year posts to make sure that I'm working smarter, not harder. The next area that I'm prioritizing when it comes to affiliates this holiday season is my newsletter. So I actually have 2 email newsletters. I think the one that you all probably are familiar with is my newsletter for influencers and content creators, where each Wednesday we talk about a certain topic or thing going on in the industry. And that email, like I said, goes out every Wednesday. I also have a shopping newsletter. And if you're subscribed to that newsletter, you might be thinking, yeah, I don't really remember the last time you sent that out. And yes, that would be a fair thing to say to me because I did pause the shopping newsletter, but not tell anyone that I paused it. There were just a lot of other things going on this year, so my shopping newsletter did kind of take a back seat. But I am hoping to bring my affiliates newsletter back for the holiday season, and that is because it is typically a much higher click-through rate and much higher conversion rate in email marketing than on social media. There are probably a couple of reasons for this. Number one, a lot of people likely open their email when they are very focused. They're sitting, they're looking through all of their messages and all of the newsletters that they're subscribed to, and they're being a bit more intentional versus passively scrolling. Also, someone has to opt in and sign up for your email newsletter, which is an extra step that takes more effort versus just following someone on social media, especially if you've given that person a freebie. And this is one great way to start to build your list, is to give people something that is so enticing, something they have to have, that'll be a quick win or high value for them, that will only cost them handing over their email address. You can even create multiple freebies for your email newsletter, and you can use that to segment your list accordingly. As I mentioned, I have 2 different email newsletters, and I use a different freebie for each one of them. My freebie for my influencer newsletter is the Influencer Launchpad, which I'm sure a lot of you have already downloaded, and my freebie for my affiliates newsletter is a quick shopping guide to my everyday makeup favorites. So you can get super creative, think about what your audience wants, what you don't mind giving away for free, and create a PDF or some kind of resource, even in a program like Canva, that can be easily downloaded when someone signs up for your newsletter. One of my biggest tips for writing a successful newsletter is to have a catchy subject line. No one's going to click on your email if they don't open it in the first place. So think about how you can use things like curiosity or urgency or anything that you can turn into a catchy title that will make more people open your email newsletter. if you are doing an email newsletter about the best Black Friday deals, maybe you're going to send out an email at 9 p.m. that says ends tonight, like get these before they're gone. That's creating a sense of urgency for someone to open up their email. Depending on which email service provider you use, or ESP, that's an acronym I don't say a lot, actually. It took me a minute to put that together and make sure I got it right. Depending on which email platform you use, you can even do A/B tests for subject lines. So you can send one to one segment of your newsletter and then a different subject line to another to see which one gets more opens and clicks. Keep an eye on your analytics if you send out a newsletter, and use that data to inform what you'd put in future newsletters as well. Personally, for my email newsletter, I am going to be focusing much more on quality versus worrying about quantity, or being very consistent with it and sending out email newsletters, on a particular day of the week, especially because there are so many day-specific sales and things going on this time of year that if I want to send an email out every Tuesday, am I just not going to send out an email on Black Friday or Cyber Monday because that's not the day I'm supposed to send out my email newsletter? Also, since I'm not super consistent with that newsletter to begin with, I don't think that is the end of the world. If you want to hold me accountable and see how I do this, I will leave the link to sign up for that shopping newsletter down below in the description box as well. We've talked about blogs and we've talked about newsletters, but I'm sure a lot of you are also planning social media content to promote your affiliate links this holiday season. So why are social media platforms such a great place to share your affiliate links? Well, first of all, your audience is already there. You don't need to convert them to your email newsletter or move them over to your blog. They're already on Instagram. They're already on TikTok. So why not meet them where they're at? But I will say that I personally like to think of social media as kind of a bonus place to share my affiliate content. My affiliate content realistically is going to be living on my blog. That is kind of my core central hub, as you saw. Or it's going to be on one of the platforms that I get my affiliate links through, like my Amazon storefront or LTK. So sharing these links to social media is just an extra boost. It doesn't really take much effort to reshare that content to social media, and it's another way to get those links in front of my audience, especially if they're not on my newsletter, or maybe they're not a reader of my blog. In terms of how to get sales on social media, as I mentioned when we were talking about email newsletters, your click-through rates and conversions are going to be much higher in email marketing than they are on a social media platform. However, that will change slightly and vary depending on you. And one of the best things you can do to increase your conversions and increase your click-throughs is to make sure that you are giving your audience what they want. I actually just polled my audience on Instagram stories this morning, so the polls are still loading, but I will share the questions that I asked on the screen in case you want to take any screenshots or use these as inspiration to poll your own audience. For example, one of the things I asked my audience about today was price point. So if my audience isn't willing to spend more than $50 on a gift, I want to make sure I'm creating gift guides that cater to that budgetary restriction. Of course, maybe I can throw in some higher priced items, especially if it means I get a higher commission as a result, but I want to make sure that the majority of the content is actually helping them shop for the holidays and get what they want. If you want to take this one step further and go the extra mile, I do think it helps to educate your audience about things like your LTK profile or your Amazon storefront. So you can even create a highlight on your Instagram stories, or you can create a dedicated, TikTok or Instagram reel where you show people exactly where they can find all of your holiday content, just so it's there and it's something they can refer back to, versus stories, which obviously disappear after 24 hours. It can even be a verbal call out like, hey guys, just so you know, my profile on LTK is the same as my username here. It's just Austen Tosone. So if you go there and search that, you will find all of my gift guides. Or hey, my Amazon storefront is amazon.com/shop/Austen Tosone, and that's where you can find all of the products that I mentioned from Amazon. It's less likely that someone will type in that URL themselves, but even remembering the name or the format of where to go to get what they need can be super helpful. So when it comes to sharing my content across my social media platforms to kind of continue to spread that content and get it in front of more people, The main places I like to do this are Instagram stories, because I can add a link and save any items to a highlight. TikTok, because on TikTok, I get very influenced by products. So if I can create even a quick short form video featuring one of the products that I'm recommending, that can still convert. And that is, again, something where having a good link in bio setup can be really powerful, because you can at least direct people to the link in your bio, even if you can't put a link directly in that video. And of course, I think you know I am a huge fan of Pinterest, and Pinterest to me is just the ultimate content sprinkler. So you'll see me sharing flat lay collages and gift guides that I've made in Canva and shared on Instagram stories over on Pinterest. And you'll also see me share short form video content and link that back to my LTK or my storefront, or ideally my blog, to continue to drive more people to those links and get more clicks. Another thing I wanted to add, and I think this works especially well on Pinterest, is make sure that you are repurposing content that you've already created in previous holiday seasons. This may apply a little bit less to product-specific content, especially if products are limited edition or tend to run out of stock easily. But one thing I have on my to-do list this week is to take a blog post I wrote last year, which is 13 Christmas photo shoot ideas, and take every photo from that blog post, pin it on Pinterest as a pin, and then link back to my blog from that pin. Because, just I can tell you from the title, that means I have 13 photos there that are all holiday themed that probably will do well on Pinterest. And if I can drive that traffic back to my blog and people see my other holiday content and my affiliate content as well, it just helps fuel more traffic and more eyeballs on my content. And I'm still making ad revenue from my blog and from that page view. And I mentioned this also in terms of the newsletter, and how I'm not going to worry about sending out that shopping newsletter on any specific day or hit a certain number of newsletters, because truthfully, this is a really, really busy and stressful time for a lot of content creators. It's possible that you're already very booked up with brand partnerships, events, and other things. So post when you can post. I think everyone else is really busy at this time of year as well, and people aren't necessarily going to be monitoring and wondering why they haven't seen you post a gift guide to Instagram stories today. Like, someone's wondering that about you. They have way too much time on their hands. So don't spread yourself too thin. And when it comes to affiliate content, I really still believe that quality is much more effective than quantity, especially if you take time to curate recommendations of products for your specific audience. And I think you all know this by now, but I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't say that you want to make sure to disclose your affiliate relationships whenever you're sharing links. So definitely add an affiliate disclaimer to your blog and to your newsletter if you don't already have one in those places, and make sure you're communicating it as much as you can on social media as well. If you're serious about growing your blog or another searchable platform by the end of the year or early next year, don't forget to check out my SEO workshop, What You Really Need to Know About SEO. It's my 60-minute workshop that covers SEO strategy for blogs, YouTube channels, and Pinterest, so that you can generate more passive income from those searchable platforms. If you found this video helpful, please like it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. That is one of the biggest ways you can support me totally for free. It's a signal to YouTube that you like this content and more people should see it. And if you want to create an affiliate strategy that can work for you year-round, not just during the holidays, be sure to check out the up next recommendation on the screen. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.